couple of months you'll be walking, will the graduation be held here? In May, you'll be walking across the stage with your shoulders squared, your hand outreach to get your diploma, and you'll be walking into what we hope is a great new future. We're proud of you, and we're proud of all the people who help you be you. We want to say thanks to your mom and dad who made sure that you had a good home and a good school to go to. We want to say thanks to the great teachers here in Queen Anne's County school system. Because no matter what we do in technology, no matter how great the technology is only a tool. You cannot have a great school without great teachers. And we were glad to help bring technology to make sure that they are the best teachers in America. We also want to thank God for letting us be here in the United States of America, where we can gather in freedom and friendship and talk about where we are in our country and where we should be going. And I'm so excited about today because this is the culmination of something that we have been working on since 2005. It begins a long journey, particularly for me, and then working with my great partners, Governor O'Malley and Ken Ulman, and the Maryland Broadband Cooperative. You hear a lot in Washington about gamemanship. You hear a lot in Washington about brinkmanship. But let me tell you, 8 years ago, Senator Barbara Mikulski, a Democrat, sat down with Senator John Warner, a Republican from Virginia, and we talked about our beloved Eastern Shore. We talked about what the Eastern Shore meant to me and what the Eastern Shore meant to him, and how we talked about our great industries and seafood and tourism and agriculture. And also, there was a small spaceport called Wallops Island, and we said we wanted to look out for our shore so that there were not only jobs today, but there would be jobs tomorrow. We also talked about the fact that we wanted no digital divide, that if you were on one side of the divide and you had access to technology, your future was bright. But if you were on the wrong side of the divide, your future could be limited and constricted. And we both, Democrat and Republican, Assateague to Chincoteague, Norfolk to the Bay Bridge, his bridge, my bridge, we wanted to make sure that our Eastern Shore was connected. So we rolled up our sleeves, a Democrat and a Republican, and we decided that mile by mile, I would try to work to bring broadband up Route 50, starting in Wallops Island. Though in Virginia, half of the people work for Maryland. And Senator Warner wanted to connect the tidal waters. Well, guess what? Every year we got a little bit of money in the federal checkbook. Side by side, Democrat to Republican. We did it. But then we got to 2008, and the tools that we normally did were no longer going to be available to us. But when President Obama came in, he said, I'm going to make sure, just as President Eisenhower built the highway system that brought America together, I'm going to be the president that helps build the super information highway. And in building that super information highway, bring all of America together so that there was no digital divide. We thought, boy, this is great. And in comes Ken Ulman and Governor O'Malley. I was looking at the federal opportunity, sitting there with Senator Ben Cardin, because again, no digital divide was our goal, being included in the super information highway, talking with the governor, talking with the Maryland Broadband Committee, over Ken Ulman in Howard County. We didn't want anything to divide us. And so we decided to go for something that no other state in the United States of America would do. We would go for a One Maryland grant, so that we weren't going to go just for one zip code. We weren't only going to go for the Baltimore-Washington corridor. We weren't only going to connect those who were already well connected at many different levels. We wanted One Maryland. That's we saw it as he put together the technological and fiscal plan. Senator Cardin and I were in the Senate. We said we would lead the way. And we were the only state in the United States of America to be bodacious, audacious enough to go and apply for a grant to wire our entire state. And guess what? We won over a $100 million grant, the first and only in the nation. Governor O'Malley, working with other elected officials, came leading the way, put in $43 million, and then we were able to do it. What an incredible story. Not brinkmanship, not gamemanship, but statesmanship. This is what we want to be as your elected officials. You see, behind every me, and we want you to achieve whatever talent God has given you and whatever passion you have. But behind every me, there has to be a whole lot of we. Because in this country, when we work together, we can do great things. We have worked together, and we think we've done a great thing for Maryland. Today, we announced the completion of the Broadband initiative that wires the entire Eastern Shore and goes right across the Bay Bridge and heads right on down towards Norfolk to make sure that on our Eastern Shore there is no digital divide, that no man, woman, or child will ever be left behind because they do not have access to the internet. This is indeed a great thing. Don't you think so? And guess what? Thanks to the wise management under the stewardship of Governor O'Malley and Ken Ulman, we've come in on budget and on time. We've exceeded our goals. We've laid 1,300 miles of fiber. We've employed 800 people in building the super information highway, and we have wired our communities. And what is it that we want to do? We want to make sure that our jobs in our traditional industries can be more competitive and open and connected to the world. We want new, exciting careers to come to our state and come to our Eastern Shore. We want jobs in cyber tech, biotech. Why not have a great mutual fund be able to have their headquarters here on the Eastern Shore? We now have connected Wallops Island, as Senator Warner and I did. It is now Spaceport Wallops. The other day, a spaceship left, an unmanned cargo vessel going to the space station, carrying cargo and lab experiments to the space station. Wallops Island will now be Spaceport Wallops. These are great careers in space, technology. We're going to be launching satellites. The private sector is coming. Truly, when we build it, they will come. And we also want to make sure that our public institutions are wired and ready. Whether it's our call centers for our first responders, whether it's our great schools, we want to make sure that great teachers have access to the tools that they need. We worked so hard so that you would have a better future. And today, I think what we've been able to do, working together, that we have a great announcement. And I was so glad to be able to come to speak to the future of Maryland. You are our future. You are the future of our Eastern Shore, you're the future of Maryland, and you're the future of our country. Because you have access to the internet and these outstanding teachers, we hope you're thinking about great fields. For all I know, there's somebody out there in the audience that's going to find the cure for cancer. For somebody out there might be the next person who makes Google seem out of date and say yesterday. You all have what I hope is a very promising future. But remember, it happened because we all worked together and we put country over party, and we understood that behind every me, there has to be a whole lot of we. So forward together, and we're glad that we were able to bring this opportunity to this state by doing it. Thank you very much.